Hello, I'm Scott Green. I'm with Adventure Trucks. We are a division of Global Expedition Vehicles. We are out of Springfield, Missouri.
This is the newest model, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is the Adventure Truck. We came out with this in late 2018.
Okay.
We start with a Ram 5500 chassis regular cab, 5500, 19,500 GVWR. We add the 5-inch lift, the suspension upgrades, and the 20-inch 335/80 wheels and tires. This truck would have started out as a cabin chassis, but instead of a pickup that's overloaded, we had a 12.5-foot body. It's 6'1" interior clear height, and this really is just the perfect vehicle for 2 people.
And tell me about how the cab connects here.
Sure.
Kind of interesting.
Sure. So this is a composite body, so to keep things from cracking, we actually use a 4-point mount cushion mounting system on the body, and between the cab and the body, we add this portal that is plastic, or it's rubber, I'm sorry, and it allows the body and the cab to flex independent of each other when you're going over harsh terrain. That'll keep us from getting any cracking on the body.
But it's also the seal. It makes a seal also.
It makes a seal, right, and allows you to pass through from the cab to the body. So on the Adventure Truck, again, this is a molded body. It's spit out of the mold like this on the inside and outside. So the bed, the wet bath, the kitchen, and the dining area are all pre-positioned in one place. Instead of the queen size bed on the XT, I have a full extra 54 by 80 bed mounted to the back here. Kitchen, again, everything is electric, runs off of the solar panels. This particular model has 650 watts of solar panels connected to 400 amp hour lithium ion batteries. Microwave, a refrigerator, freezer. The XT and the Adventure Truck both come with dual pane acrylic windows. They also come with a combination blind and insect guard. This is the passenger way, and it is also an option that I can lower this table again to connect to down here, so I can put the pads across, and I could sleep one adult there.
Across the way.
Across, right.
And this is a regular cab, so it's a 2-person cab here.
2-person cab. This really is a perfect 2-person vehicle, or with a small kid. I have storage underneath the dining area seats. I have storage cabinets below the bed. On this particular model, the 92-gallon water tank is installed below the bed, which is, again, as long as I have power to this, it's going to keep that from freezing.
And how's the pricing work on this one?
So the Adventure Truck starts out at $198. It includes a $50,000 allowance for the chassis.
Okay. And
then the Adventure Truck package, which is on the back of the literature, I can show you, is another $50,000. So the optimal Adventure Truck is going to be about $248. And then we have several a la carte options that can be added to that.
And I can see there's an AC unit.
AC unit. That will run off of solar panels for quite some time, depending on your ambient temperature.
Okay.
If you're in South America, it's 120. It probably wouldn't run all day, but I can also charge that by running the diesel motor also.
I gotcha.
This is a wet bath with a cassette toilet with a swivel head, and we built the handmade teak floor. This control panel is a master volt. We use all marine grade electric and plumbing components, so I can monitor the battery levels and the solar charging levels off of the master volt control. And this runs my Webasto heat system. So how that works is, if I'm in cold weather all night long, instead of running the main diesel motor, I have a Webasto diesel fire unit that will heat the water and the air back here in the cabin. And that uses very little diesel. I tap into the OEM tank, and I don't have to run the main engine. This truck has additional option, which I take the water back up to the motor. I can preheat the motor for cold weather starts.
Okay.
So one thing we do, for overlanding is we actually taper the back end. That gives us one of the best departure angles in the industry. We use all marine grade PEX plumbing and electrical components. It's got an ISO temp, instant hot water heater. As long as I have power to the vehicle or the engine is running, I have instant hot water. The 650 watts of solar panels charge the 400 amp hour lithium ion batteries, and I have a spot for another set of batteries. I can either use the shore power connector to keep it charged, I could hook a generator to it, I can run off of the solar panels, or I can run the diesel engine to keep this thing going.
All right, so tell me about what's going on here. What is this truck about?
Well, after we looked at the adventure truck, which is mounted on a regular cab Ram 5500, we then go to our XT model, the Adventure XT. Instead of using a regular cab, I actually take a crew cab 5500 Ram chassis. It's a 19,000 GVWR. And then instead of having a full extra bed in the adventure truck, I put a queen size bed over the cab. And what that allows me to do is open up the cabin area for double the kitchen size, a 30% larger dining area, and a lot more storage. We get it from the factory, and we lift it 5 inches. We add the adjustable 4-link suspension, which would be the parts in red.
Okay.
And then we add adjustable performance shocks. In this case, they're Fox. And then we add a variety of wheel or tire combinations, but these are, instead of 19.5 wheels that came on it, these are 20-inch steel wheels with military-grade Goodyear G275 tires, and those are 40-inch 335/80s. So by using a cabin chassis with a 19,500 GVWR, it's actually really overkill for the body that we're putting on it, as opposed to taking a pickup and putting a camper on it, which a lot are overloaded before you ever get inside of them.
Yeah.
On this vehicle, on Ram, we use AEV components, American Expedition Vehicles.
Yeah.
And we cut out the fenders and add the fender flares. We add the AEV winch bumper with a Warren 16,500 pound winch. And this truck would be equipped with the Cummins 6.7 liter straight 6.
So you don't modify the engine, basically?
We do not modify the engine.
Okay.
No, we do not touch the ECU or delete the DEF or anything like that.
And how much water capacity?
92 gallons of fresh water, 26 gallons of gray water. So my sink and my shower go to the heated gray water tank at the rear, and then black material will go to the cassette toilet. Going to the XT, I doubled my kitchen size, a nice dinette. I've got a lot of pull-out storage. And in the rear, she actually has a mini washer unit.
Okay.
And this is actually electric, so this is going to run off the 850 watts of solar panels that I have mounted on the roof.
So what's the fuel capacity on this?
The Ram truck comes with 52 gallons, and we added another 50-gallon tank, so we have 102 of diesel. With the Cummins diesel that we have in this, I was getting about 8 miles to the gallon.
Have you been manufacturing these for a couple of years?
We started this last fall, 2018.
All right. And you build on the Ram chassis as well?
Ram and Ford, yes. These bodies are specifically designed and engineered for the Ford and Ram chassis.
What's the final price on a unit like this?
Well, the XT starts out at $340, and a nicely equipped one will be under $400 or $375, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And what we've done with this is there's always been a lot more expensive stuff, including the stuff that we have built. And there's also the truck campers are a lot less expensive. There really wasn't anything really in this market segment for this price, and that's what we're really doing with this thing.